Speaking of big money moves, I mean, it's half of that, but it's still big when you consider it's Ben White for 50 million to Arsenal. It's official. We know that's actually happened now. It's more money than Raphael Varane has cost to Manchester United. So, Ian, can the 50 million price tag be justified for Ben White?
It's a big fee because, remember, a year ago, he'd never kicked a ball in the Premier League. He'd been at Leeds United when they were promoted from the Championship. Leeds made 3 separate bids after that season because they wanted to keep him. Brighton said, no, we've seen how good he is now. They put him straight in their team. He played anywhere in the back 3 or a back 4 if they ever tried that, usually a back 3. He even played as a defensive midfield player. He then made the England squad. Didn't get a kick of the ball in the Euros, but I think this kid is classy. I think you could see all through last season he's a future England player. So I think Arsenal fans should be very, very pleased because that is a signing, I think, that really does improve them. I like him a lot. Yeah, it is big money, but it's worth it. I think it's a good signing.
Where does he rank among the league's best centre-backs now in the Premier League?
Geez, that's a good question. I mean, we haven't seen him tested at the very highest level, as Ian points out, Leeds and then Brighton their own struggles in the league, but he stood out for them. Standing out for Brighton is a totally different ask for standing out for Arsenal or, to your point, the league's best. So that's where the uncertainty comes. But there's no question that he's a player that, or in a position, at the very least, that Arsenal needs. Coming from a club and at a fee that Arsenal are now shopping with. They aren't competing with Manchester United for the Raphael Varanes. There's a premium to signing English players, always has been. That's nothing new. So I think the comparison to Varane's transfer fee is an unfair one. But we'll see. He's still an unknown quantity at this level. So maybe drawing those comparisons between Ben White and, for argument's sake, let's say a John Stones, who came with that same qualities of a ball-playing centre-back, yet struggled to settle in at Manchester City, then all of a sudden last season had arguably the best season of his career. Arsenal don't have that time to play with, but similar mould, in my opinion.
Do you put him up there with the best in the league in terms of centre-backs, Stevie?
I would have had no problem if he had started at centre-back for England in the Euros. No problem. He's 23. Listen, you don't get anything for nothing these days. And if Kyle Walker's 50 million, what, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, then Ben White's 50 million. He's got 10 years ahead of him.
If you started him as centre-back for England, in front of who? In front of...
No, I said if he had started.
Right.
No, clearly you play Stones and Maguire.
Right.
But I'm just saying, had they had injury problems, I would have absolutely no hesitation and wouldn't have thought twice if he was in the team. So for 50 million... I don't think it's way over the top at all.
Ian, do you think that his signing moves Arsenal back into Champions League contention?
Oh, whoa there.
That's a big call because they were a mid-table side. They need more. They need more than that. But I think this is a statement, I think, from Arsenal, who have lagged behind and are going further and further away from the top 4. I think they're making a bit of a statement here that says, look, we mean a bit more business here. We need to get back in touch. And I think paying out £50 million for one of the best young defenders in the country, I think that says that.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.